And now we're gonna dive into teams we feel like, they pretenders. Like, they teams that they've shown flashes as to having some potential or whatnot, but the consistency is either not there or it's a major part of their football team that that's lacking the amount of success that they need to take that next jump. And I'm gonna take care of the NFC on this side. First off, the NFC East, really the NFC least at this point. Because it's honestly pissing me off that like they just taking up a playoff spot. Essentially whoever is getting that first wild card spot, it's kind of like you getting a bye too, because you either playing the Eagles, the Giants, the Washington football team now. Yeah. Or who the Dallas Cowboys.
And what's the Giants just beat the
America's
Eagles.
team.
The Giants just beat the Eagles today. So.
Yeah, they did. So honestly, bro, I don't know who the hell winning this division. Because I thought for sure, like, don't get me wrong, the Giants have been playing some underrated, good football. Like, honestly, they have a top 10 defense statistically.
Yeah, and they should have won a couple of 3 weeks ago in Philly. The game Daniel Jones fell
and
on
then
his
I
face
do want to point out last Monday night, they had a chance to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So I do feel like the Giants, they're still trying to get better, but they're a little bit better than what their record shows. And if they would have won those 2 games, they may be in full control of this division by only having won 5 games. So that's the scary part.
And I do want most media members or whatever the case may be to simmer down on them picking a quarterback over Daniel Jones. I feel like this guy can play. I just feel like at times like we so quick to just judge these young quarterbacks and feel as though, we got to move on. It's Trevor Lawrence out there. It's this cat out there. Well, honestly, even when you get Trevor Lawrence, he's still gonna have those deficiencies that Daniel Jones is having with this Giants football team. So what you gonna do then?
There isn't a Deshaun Watson a gift coming out of college like that anymore. We don't. I mean, when's the last time we had that? I mean, Deshaun Watson. Who else came out of college and just
immediately impact?
Tua Herbert, but
this young class is doing it now. But like the main point that I'm getting at is like when you still have other deficiencies within your football team, mainly like the offensive line, they can get a lot better. As far as like mainly just their health, as far as their wide receiver, because I kind of like their wide receiving core: Darius Slayton, Golden Tate. Sterling Shepard, even the tight end Evan Ingram, but
they got weapons.
They got some weapons, and whatnot. But first year head coach, I just feel like just give it some time. They looking in the right direction.
Yeah.
All right, now let me get off them and really talk about who the team that I've really been studying a lot so far this year. Has just been like an interesting study to me because I'm just hoping each and every week that they're gonna get better.
Your boys,
and the Chicago Bears. Like I don't understand. Like, when I really look at this football team...
Shout out to Allen Robinson, by the way.
Man, definitely. Shout out to him, for sure.
Hey, Rob.
But it's like, when I look at this football team, you're wasting the number... Like, in my opinion, the most talented group defensively as a whole in the NFL. Like, I appreciate football teams for what they are, what they're good at. And this defense is phenomenal. I love Eddie Jackson. Yeah. This guy's like a reincarnation of this generation of Ed Reed or whatever the case may be. This dude picking it all, creating offense, his damn self. Got about 4 touchdowns already on his career. That's a lot to only been in the league three years. The cat, he damn near generating just as much offense as the offense is.
No,
then you got Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks in the middle. You got 2 of the better young linebacking duo in Danny Trevathan and Roquan Smith.
At one corner they
got Kyle Fuller. He's tremendous. Like, you know what I mean? So I look at this group and I'm really just like disappointed because you got Matt Nagy, who's supposed to have that emphasis as far as on the offensive side of the football. He's from that Andy Reid tree. He came from the Kansas City Chiefs. And I don't see the creativity, man. I don't see each week where like how you just not able to muster up enough offense so this defense can carry you home. So I'm just struggling with these Bears right now. And then the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, it's been a moniker, you know what I mean, as far as let Russ cook. He's supposed to be the MVP. But I mean, what y'all want to do? Score 40 points a game or something? Like this defense statistically.
That defense, man.
I'm shocked, man. They're 32nd. You hear me? 32nd. It's only 32 football teams. So they're last in the NFL in regards to defending the pass.
My Lions,
they're almost giving up 400 passing yards a game.
My Lions do a better job at defending the pass than the Seattle Seahawks.
Like it's ridiculous, man. Like so what is it? Because you brought up a good point earlier, and I want to let you harp on it. What is it in the secondary or just within that defense as a whole that you feel as though is getting them from getting to that step? Because honestly, I had them coming out the NFC, man.
Well, I will say when the Lions got rid of Quandre Diggs, you know, I watch a lot of football. I'm a big Lions fan. Quandre Diggs is a run stopper and a banger. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You combine him with the trade that the Jets made. Jets gave up away Jamal Adams, and then compared him with Diggs. Don't get me wrong, that would be a great tandem in 2005. But we're not in 2005 no more. We're in 2020. You know, you can't even tackle a certain way anymore. You know, Adams and Diggs are run stopping safeties. They aren't cover safeties.
Exactly.
So if you aren't these tight ends nowadays, you got Kelsey, you got Waller, you got Kittle, you got what's the guy from Minnesota, man? He balling now. Kyle Irv Smith and Kyle Rudolph. I mean, we can go, on and on with the tight ends nowadays. You know, if you're a safety, you got to be able to cut. Same with linebackers. Okay. Like this defense is still pretty much 2000-ish. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a good defense back then, but the Seahawks will continue to give up high number of points, which I'm going to get into later on in the video, which is why I think Russell Wilson is one of the most special players in the NFL today. He's forced to do things because his defense can't stop anybody. So, yeah, that's what I feel. I feel like the Seahawks need to find a bit more coverage in the secondary rather than just a bunch of bangers.
Okay. So. And now I'm gonna have Tez also jump into who he feel like is he gonna take care of the AFC as far as who he feel like is the pretenders over there.
Yeah, for the AFC, I have a couple of pretenders. The Cleveland Browns, got a lot of family in Cleveland. I love y'all, but y'all some pretenders, man. Like this 6-3 record, you got lucky. You got lucky today. The weather saved you, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish y'all would just go away. Because it's not you guys aren't gonna do anything. With the new rules. They added a new playoff team. I understand that
7 playoffs.
Yeah, so you guys might make that. But I feel like, what's the point? The injury to OBJ, that made things even more, things more worse. Unfortunately. So now you're asking Landry, Landry to be your number one receiver. Mm-hmm. And in my eyes, Landry is not number one receiver. Landry, he's number 2 receiver. And that's big from asking, people don't understand, it's big from asking a 2 receiver mm-hmm. to now take the job of a number 1 receiver. Mm-hmm. That's big. So, and then that Cleveland Browns defense is the same. Just giving up all types of points. You choose it. Do you want 3? Do you want 7? You can have 8. So that's pretty much what's going on with the Browns defense. I don't feel like they have a coach over there that the players are really buying into. I think they've won a couple of games that they weren't supposed to win. But it's the NFL. That's going to happen. It's going to be games that you shouldn't win and you should win. Win is a win in the NFL. So but. Bottom line, I think they are huge pretenders. I think if they do make the playoffs, they will go there and they will get smoked. But I'm hoping Miami makes it over them. So I'm praying that happens because I know Miami will at least compete more on the defensive end. And my other pretender I have now. Don't mind the hat. I just like their gear. You know what I'm saying? But I went to Vegas recently, and I like the gear and everything. But the Las Vegas, Las Vegas for sure. The Las Vegas Raiders it was hard to do this, but I do think they are pretenders. And it's not on the offensive end, it's the defensive end. I feel like Derek Carr, he's in the same position as Russell Wilson. Every drive he has to score a touchdown and field goal. And, you know, that's tough. That's a lot of pressure to put on your offense their offense is not ready to win like that yet. They're a good offense, but they're not an offense that's going to take that next step. They're not ready for that yet. Next year or the year after, once they get some more pieces, they will be. But that defense, people don't understand. You, as an offense, your job is to give energy to the defense, and the defense do the same. It should be vice versa.
Complementary football. And people don't understand that. That Raiders defense, it might be worse than the Browns. I'll put it that way. The defense is so bad. They don't get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. You know, they are pretenders, and they have a lot of things to address to the defense, you know, that they obviously can't address now, but they need to get into next year. Now, next year, if they address that, they will have taken the next step. So those are my little AFC pretenders.